I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Phoenix Jackson. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing very well, Angel. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me on your show. Really happy to be here. I'm really impressed by all the podcasts and all the work that you do.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. What parts of the world are you in?
I'm actually in Denver, Colorado, United
Oh,
States. Yeah.
Colorado is
Yeah.
amazing. Wow, we got to visit the Red Rocks. Wow, that was amazing.
Yes. And where are you from?
I'm from Trinidad and
Or where
Tobago, yeah.
and where are you now?
I am in Trinidad actually. So we returned
Oh,
on
awesome.
September 8th. We took 12 weeks and we ventured across 48 states and Canada. It was pretty amazing. And Denver, Colorado is definitely one of those places you all that are listening need to see. It was fabulous.
Awesome. That is wow, that's what, most people who were born and raised in America haven't done that. So
Oh,
congratulations.
thank you. Thank you very much. Well, do tell me which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history.
So I just came out with a book called Spirit of Business, and it's sold out on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And it's just a follow up work to the fact that I've been in business for myself for over 13 years. And so I decided, hey, how can I teach people to be better? And I decided to write a book that really shows the blueprint of being a great solopreneur.
That's amazing. Congratulations on that. Who did you learn that skill from? That skill of entrepreneurship from?
Oh wow! Well, if you ask my godmother, I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 3 or 4 years old. She was always like, "Hey, you used to go and sell byproducts from the local flea markets and fix them up and resell them back to people." She was like, "You've been doing that since you were about 4 years old, so for like 10 cents, a quarter, a dollar, things like that." But I guess I've been an entrepreneur, just been in my blood this whole time.
Why will you continue? Definitely when you say entrepreneur, I think immediately of ups and downs. Why will you continue nevertheless?
Just because it feels right to me. I feel like the next wave of multimillionaires around the world are going to be social entrepreneurs, people who create things and programs that benefit mankind. And so I want to do my part in helping to create those individuals. And to me, that's worth more than, the stress of the ups and downs.
What do you term the spirit of business? What if you had to put that as an animal? What animal would you say best represents the metaphor of that spirit?
Oh, the bird. So my name is Phoenix, and I actually have a birthmark of a bird on my right hand. And this was the reason why I don't have any tattoos, because I always joke around I was born with a natural tattoo. And so the birthmark is a very clear bird, and it has feathers. And, the feather and the bird is about spiritual transformation and ascension and personal growth. And so I feel like the book would represent that, and pretty much everything that I do represents that.
That's beautiful. Well, do tell me one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Meditation. So I like to meditate and I like to do yoga. I've been practicing that lifestyle for about 12 years now. And so that's what I've done consistently over time.
How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel at peace. So you know how some people, they are very financially driven. Certain people are driven by glitz and glam. Certain people are driven by drama. Even I'm driven by inner peace. Like the stiller I am inside, the happier I am. So I try to do everything I can to make my internal environment reflect that, as well as my external environment.
It's a great platform for PR. PR is definitely something you delve into, don't you? I mean, I remember looking at your website. We were supposed to meet before this, and I saw Will Smith on there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's awesome. He's the reason why a lot of people are like, "Yay, Instagram," because he's like, He puts out the best content and the best information. But yeah, I have owned my company, like I said earlier, for over 13 years, called the Phoenix Effect. And we did some work for Will Smith's team years ago, in 2008, during his premiere of 7 Pounds, that movie that he came out with. I think it was his first super serious role. And so he had different individuals, from Comcast to our company, who were doing different video stuff, who were doing red carpet corresponding. And so I got a chance to actually meet him and everything. And it was awesome because he's such a powerful spirit, so powerful.
Now, phoenixeffect.com is the best place for us to go to connect with what you do, yeah?
Yes, phoenixeffect.com, and then also phoenixeffectnews.com.
Oh, wonderful.
So for those people who are like, they're an entrepreneur, but they don't know the basic skills, we kind of help teach those things and pump out material and articles that sort of highlight what cool entrepreneurs are doing across the country. I can't wait to actually do a segment on you because you do really good work, Angel.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. Well, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Phoenix, what is your earliest childhood memory?
I'm sorry.
Sure.
Repeat that.
What is your earliest childhood memory?
Oh, my goodness. I would have to say riding in the car with my dad. He had a red sports car. I think I was probably 4 or 5, and he had curly hair. And I remember that, because he's bald now, and he's been bald all my life. But I remember at that time he had curly hair, and it was weird. That's my earliest childhood memory.
Interesting. So why do you think that memory is so clear?
I think it's because I was sitting in the front seat, the car being red and fast, I think was the big piece of that. And also, as a little girl, you tend to see your father as like the superhero. They're the strongest man in the world to you. And so I think just all those elements combined made me feel safe. And, I was just like riding in the front seat, which a kid that small should never been in the front seat, by the way. But it was a 2-seater, so he had no choice. So I just remembered that piece. I think it stuck out for those reasons altogether.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. I could say that I am someone who, being in the red car, that's about fire, movement, and progression. I'm someone who moves very intentionally, and I don't believe in loitering or wasting too much time. I do believe in slowing down to sort of collect yourself, but I don't believe in wasting my personal time nor the time of anyone else's. And I feel like in that moment, if I was actually driving with my dad and with him, we were heading somewhere to do something, My father is actually someone who he's either doing nothing or he's doing everything. He's either at home, sitting, watching his favorite sports show, doing nothing literally, or he's up cooking for 10 people who are going to be visiting that day. He loves to cook. Or he's out doing something. He's out taking a fishing trip in another state or doing something where he's moving. It's like all or nothing. And I'm kind of that same way. So I think that memory was a moment where he was doing it all. He had his young daughter in the car. He was heading somewhere. He was moving and shaking, had his Jerry curl fancy hair going on. And he thought he was a cool dude. And I think I'm cool all the time too. So
that's super cool. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with that memory?
Mm-hmm.
I love the concept of the phoenix and the red. Definitely that fits. And then I think the closest thing to flying at that time for that specific era was being in a car. Yeah, but more so, it's really fascinating, the concept of legacy and what you do even in PR, where it's one thing to communicate the spirit of business. It's another thing to have someone on the side of you seeing the journey, and that really affects change. And to see that you're doing that is pretty impressive now.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful. Thank you for that insight on that.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song at 12, I would have to say it was Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine, because that was a big hit at that time. And then every song by TLC, because I was a huge TLC fan. So I would say Brandy and Monica, they were R&B singers back then, but they were only maybe 5 or 6 years older than I. So I really looked up to them and their music. They weren't overly sexy or overly anything. They just sang good songs. And so that was my favorite song around that time.
Yeah, I mean, that was like really good music. I was singing "The Boy Is Mine" as well at that time, right? It was
Yeah.
that good. It was that good. Yeah, definitely. All right, well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. Say it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Not anymore.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It's more, I think.
All right, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, Phoenix, what would you say that is?
I move with intention, out of bounds and boxes, and I do as I please.
Love it. Like the phoenix, I fly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow. Well, Phoenix, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Just that if they are interested in learning the blueprint of how to start and maintain a business and how to sort of heal themselves to create and express themselves as an entrepreneur, go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble and purchase the Spirit of Business book.
Love it. By
That is
Phoenix
all.
Jackson. Phoenix.
By Phoenix Jackson.
Thank you, my friend, for being on What Is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.